I don't think that's a good idea, sir.
I didn't ask.
Well, I don't think we should be entertaining her delusions.
Who said they're delusions?
Right. I'm just wondering if it's a good fit for the podcast, you know?
I'm wondering why we're still having a conversation.
Sorry, sir. Of course, I'll call Mavis right away. My name is Leilani Thatcher, a tour guide at the Library of Lost Things. This is The Doorstep Project, episode 47, Found. This week we have a story that was on display for about a week and is now being archived until further notice. Mr. Stillwell asked that I record it. I got lost. Search and rescue teams, rescue dogs, missing persons report, the whole 9 yards. It's harder to get lost these days with GPS and phones to track, but it still happens. I was missing for about 63 hours, according to the police report, and I don't remember most of them. I remember a few here and there, but I thought I was dreaming. I remember waking up. I was in bed late at night. It was probably like early morning, maybe 2 a.m. I was hungry, like really hungry. I'd left my phone downstairs. My roommate was in the kitchen eating cereal and staring at the wall. She didn't acknowledge me at all. We don't talk much in the morning, and I didn't expect her to talk. I just took a bowl and joined her in silent cereal eating. Then I went back to sleep, and I dreamed I woke up in a different bed, a smaller one, like a child's bed. Pink unicorn sheets thrown on the floor, blue walls, one absolutely covered in crayon drawings. I stood up, hungry. You'll notice a pattern there. The closet was full of kids' clothes, maybe 4 or 5 years old. The door looked huge from a toddler's height, and it was heavy for me. The hallway was long and too bright. 2 adults were sitting at the table, a man and a woman. The woman smiled, called me Kathy, offered me a bowl of oatmeal, but I didn't want it. Then I blinked and I was an adult man staring at a child eating a Pop-Tart at the table. And I was late to work, but I had to wait for the kid to finish breakfast, even though I was hungry. But I ignored it and called out to the kid. His name was Jack. Told him to get in the car and walked out there, keys and coffee in hand. The daycare for Jack was 15 minutes away. Work was 10 more minutes from there. I would make it just in time for my morning meeting. I had a presentation to give before lunch. Maybe I could grab a quick snack in between. But I was really tired, laying in bed, staring at the ceiling, knowing I had to get up for school, but not really caring to return to that horrible place. Staring at the ceiling, knowing I had to get up for school, but not really caring to return to that horrible place. It was loud and busy, too much noise, too many people, not enough space. I could stay here all day. Who would even notice? I rolled over and went back to bed. And then I woke up in another new bed, more like a mat than a bed, just a roll-out mat on the floor of a small hut, and my stomach rumbled. But it was dark and I was cold, so I rolled over and went back to bed. Then I dreamed I was an older man, a grandfather watching my dog play with a squeaky toy. I was hungry, but when I tried to move, my legs didn't work. I was in a wheelchair, so I'd have to roll myself to the kitchen. I heard myself laugh, but I was sad. And I stared at the dog playing, and then I cried. I must have fallen asleep again. I woke up in a small, round room, completely white. I was lying on the floor. Something, really, asked if I wanted to talk to my mom. I said no. I thought I'd be sad, but I was furious. I pulled a notebook from some shelf or slot in the wall and began writing fervently. But when I looked up, I was a child. Maybe a baby lying in a crib, and I was screaming. Then I was a ladybug somewhere in a field, then a woman doing surgery, then a young mother holding a small baby, far too small. I was a man on a boat, staring out my cabin window knowing breakfast wasn't coming. Then I was under the water and something was chasing me, but I knew I wasn't fast enough to get away. Then a young man sitting in a car. I was a dog in the woods, and a sharp smell was filling my nose. It was a smell I knew, not the dog, but me. It was close. I started running full speed, barking. It was dark. I heard barking close by, but my head hurt too much to move, and I was so hungry. I was missing for 63 hours, and almost every second of it was spent in another person's mind, or maybe in another person's dream. It doesn't really matter what it was, but I think of these people often. The lives I lived when I was missing were real, and each of them were so important. I just don't know why. It was a weird exhibit. It's actually been up for a long time, even longer than I've been working here. It was always kind of unnerving. One of my least favorite exhibits, except for our extinct species exhibit, which mostly contains different bugs and creepy crawlies that I don't like. It was our special exhibit this week, if you visited the Library of Lost Things, and now it is going away. Thank goodness. I didn't have much choice in recording this episode. I'm just glad it's over with. Thank you for listening to The Doorstep Project. This audio drama was created and produced by Family Friendly Podcasts. If you enjoyed the podcast, leave a rating and review on your podcast app of choice or share it with a friend. Leilani and the project will be back next week. Until then, write every day. One day, your story could be in a museum. The Doorstep Project is produced by Family Friendly Podcasts. It was written, edited, and performed by AJ Barton. Sound effects for this podcast are provided by Zapsplat. Music used in this podcast includes Reawakening by Kevin McLeod, licensed under the Creative Commons Attribution 4.0 license. You can learn more at his website, incompetech.com, or at creativecommons.org. Both music and sound effects have been changed and edited by AJ Barton. Links for websites, information, and contact can be found in the description of the episode. Would you like to submit your story or art to the Doorstep Project? You can find information for story submission at familyfriendlypodcast.com/The Doorstep Project. Information on CC by 4.0 licenses can be found at creativecommons.org.